Hey. So, I think I have to do some edits to my budget for good things. It's a bunch of kids in my area. I live out pretty rural, and there's like not really any jobs out here, and property and housing prices are kind of high. Plus, it's kind of conservative. Kill an alarm. So if a kid is not straight, or sometimes mild mental illness issues can cause the family to be okay with the kid walking out. Also, from being in an area where there's not a lot of income compared to how much everything costs, there's a fair bit of substance abuse that goes on in our community. Alcohol, drugs, gambling, things like that. So it basically leads to kids leaving their house so that they can go somewhere that's healthier. And also, I'm looking for shoes. Also, there we go. It can lead to, I don't know, kids just, like, parents making bad priorities and not doing some of the basic care stuff for their kids. So, I'm getting together with a gal she's got a hair salon in my little town, and I'm getting together with her, and we're gonna get some vouchers, haircut vouchers, so these kids, they just bring in a haircut, whether they're homeless kids. We had a homeless kid, I don't remember what happened. I think his parents, like his mom and dad, divorced, and his mom met a guy and just up and bailed, and he's like, we got 3 months left at this school, I'm just gonna stay here and finish, or I don't know exactly what happened, but I think that, I was like, man, that kid, like, couch surfed and still managed to graduate high school. But I mean, there's not much that I could do, but if I made it easier for them to have a haircut, I mean, sometimes looking normal helps to take off a lot of the other anxieties. So I have to edit my budget so that I can find that money to be able to donate towards haircut vouchers. We'll just drop them off with the school, and the school can decide, because that's how it works. Let's see, what else is there? Trying to think of what else is going on. Yeah, I think I'll probably take $50 out of my grocery budget and $50 out of my basic savings account. That should cover it. So we're gonna buy 10 vouchers. So I put $10 in, and she'll, you know, eat $10 worth of it, because haircuts are between $10 and $20. So I figured that would be good for her, because every year she's done this, where she's donated her time and haircuts to low-income kids in the school district. And inevitably, there is some parent who, you're just doing it for the likes, you're doing it for popularity, and it's like, it's disheartening when you're trying to help a kid out to feel good and feel normal for whatever, and then the parent has to turn it against you, like you're doing it just to whatever. Kind of makes people not want to volunteer. when you get berated if you do and berated if you don't. Anyway, so, what else is going on? Started taking Adderall. It doesn't make me feel jumpy. Ritalin sometimes gave me like extra energy, but this, so far, I'm not on a big enough dose, maybe. I don't know, but, and maybe it's because I'm on too low of a dose still, but, it doesn't seem to have like the boom, oh, I'm definitely no longer medicated. Like, I don't feel so much when I'm not medicated. Like, it's a slower climb. With the Ritalin, it was just like 30 minutes in, oh, look, I can concentrate on things, and then like 3 hours and 14 minutes later, it was like, boom, oh, I'm getting lost staring at the dots on the wall. Obviously no longer medicated. So, yeah, I just have to get used to what, how this one works with my brain. But we'll see. Time will tell. And then I think there was something else was going on. Oh, I know. So Farmer Meemaw and Fly Lady Cat, I'll call them out by their channels. You guys can go and check them out. Their big topic is about, topic has, because I both kind of touched on it, was, pamper baskets, creating a pamper basket. And, Farmer Meemaw was talking about how she's had this pamper basket. It's been set up. It's, you know, hanging out where it hangs out. But she doesn't feel deserving of using it. And I was thinking about that. Like, how many times in our life do we feel like we need to accomplish things before we can allow ourselves to take care of ourselves? And yeah, there's a little bit of that. I could see that, but as being a useful way to make sure that you get things done. But at the same time, if you, for somebody like me with ADD, is we only have, like, our brains are a battery pack. And you can go all day and barely use your battery pack. And you get home and you have enough battery to take a shower and use all the fancy lotions on your face and your body and stuff. But other times you get home and you're like, I can't even take off my shoes right now. But you do, because that's gross to wear your shoes in bed. No. But, yeah, so my thought on that was like, why don't we, like, if that's part of your morning ritual, you have your 2 things you do. On Tuesday, you cut and file your nails. And on Wednesday is your, you know, you wake up that 20 minutes early and you put on a face mask before you even start the day. Or, I don't know, what do other people do for pampering? You get up early and make your cup of coffee, and you do, like, some people are into crossword puzzles, adult coloring books, taking the time to actually do some knitting, reading from a book, like a paper book. I know, it's so, like, 2016 sort of thing to do. But, I think that with myself, I've noticed that, like, at the end of the day, I don't want to go for a walk. I don't want to go work out. But in the beginning of the day, as much as I don't want to do it, it gives me more motivation throughout my day to keep doing more healthy things. So for me, as much as I'd hate setting up the time before to do stuff, it's still way better the after effects are way better than waiting till the end of the day and being too tired, not having the energy or the drive to really put your heart into it, like to like you go for your walk, but you're strolling through your walk instead of kind of powering through your walk. In the mornings, you got way more battery pack, so you can, it's kind of like that power drill. Like when you first get it, it's like meow, meow, meow. Towards the end of the day, it's like that's how an ADD brain works. And I'm sure that normal brains are kind of along the same line, especially if you spent the day not really feeding yourself and perhaps have done things that are mentally or emotionally exhausting. Because for ADD, pretty much everything's mentally and emotionally exhausting. People, exhausting. Decision making, exhausting. Eating food when you're not really hungry, but you don't have time 20 minutes from now to eat it, so you got to eat it in this little window. It's exhausting. So you have to make yourself do it. Kind of like the kid who doesn't want to eat the peas at the kitchen table, but 20 minutes later he's hungry, and you put the peas down in front of him and he's okay with eating the peas. That's kind of how ADD is too. But anyway, so donating money for haircuts, new meds, and pampering basket. Like, what do you guys think? They're pampering things that you do use as a reward. For example, going to a spa or having somebody else do your manicure pedicure. Or are you more of like a do it before you're tired, do it anyway, like have that in your hygiene or self-care or mental relaxation time that you do for your own personal self-care? I guess that's kind of my question. That'll be my question. Excuse me. Do you pamper yourself before or after you do all of the things that you say you have to do? Like, is it always on the schedule, or is it a reward? Alright, I'm gonna go. It's pretty much time to get ready for work. This thing stopped working. It's got fresh batteries in it. It's all a bunch of 8s. Except for the backwards 6. And I really miss having a clock on the wall that I could look at and having the temperature and the humidity. Like, I miss that, but I don't know how to fix it. I've hit the reset button. The only thing that I can think of is, like, unscrewing it and seeing if there's, like, a bug inside of it. Like a literal insect. And sometimes it just goes crazy and starts beeping. Beep, 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 beep. I don't know. Anyway, so I guess that might be something that I get to shop for a new one of. It'd be hard to find one that is that big. I've looked on Amazon. Yeah, I'll figure something out. Alright. Laters.